Oh, I need a... Okay, now I got permission to...
Here this morning on the 14th of May, out on the Coeur River, trying to document phragmites in the basin using a drone from Unmanned. Notice the Killarney Lake channel here. Bob and Joe from Unmanned. Bob from the Coeur Soil and Water Conservation District. That's the drone. I've already made an overview. Joe's on the computer getting all the photos put together. Ready to go in the district's boat and ground truth the various phragmites patches that are here to make sure that the drone can in fact differentiate between the different vegetation. Bob, can you tell us what you're doing right now and give us a little
you ready?
description?
Powering on.
Okay. So the multispectral camera, you can see the little white dot on top, the little white disc. Don't step. Oh.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. There we go.
There you go.
Calibration complete.
Great. So it has an incident light sensor, and if you look real close, you can see little shaded little discs, little dots inside there. That we're calibrating the camera over a known target and known brightness. And because we're not shadowing or putting a shadow on the target, and this is in the same sunlight, in the same light, it's calibrating all of the individual cameras in here to the incident light as well as the known target. So it's setting basically the zero for the white balance and all the other balances for this particular camera and this particular lighting condition. Okay. As it flies along, if halfway through the flight, we end up under some clouds and the airplane is in the shade, then this incident light sensor will say, well, there's less of this light hitting the ground for me to measure the reflectance. So it's giving an absolute value rather than on this particular day, if it was cloudy, more visible light gets reflected away, but some infrared light can penetrate it. And it throws off the light spectrum based on conditions, dust, smoke, clouds. But with an incident light sensor, I know what is hitting the ground so that I can measure what's being reflected as an absolute value. So it's good from day to day and even in the middle of the mission. And then if I were to come back in 2 weeks, I could fly the same sensor and I'd have change data that I could compare because I have an absolute value of what's being reflected, not what happened to be on that particular day. So to make this work, we have to calibrate it, which is what we were doing.
Thank you.
Okay, I think I got it.
Okay, ready.
The drone is done making its passes and now Joe's bringing it in for a landing. That simple. We've now moved down the Killarney Lake channel. It's access from Killarney Lake to Coeur River. In the distance there's the BLM Killarney Lake campground. You can see a little bit of phragmites there. Pretty good stand. Is come in over here. 10 years ago, none of this was in here.
Go. Okay.
Guys from Empire Unmanned, Bum and Joe are ground truthing. So what they're doing is they're taking close-up photos of the phragmites, both the new growth and last year's growth, with the camera and the drone, so they can compare that with the overflight.
About a couple from the side, maybe. Sure. You don't care about.
You see the new growth starting. Eventually it'll have all of this choked out.
Okay. Okay.
Here again another view of Killarney Lake near where the channel comes in. In the distance here you'll see how the phragmites has come in and has made a complete solid stand in that wetland. I'm going to swing over here. Folks can kind of see how this works with, there's still some willows trying to struggle in here. It's very hard for them or any of the netty vegetation to compete with this phenomenal growing plant. To show folks how it grows out into the water and eventually takes over the entire riparian zone.